Welcome to Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motoring news and features TV and online magazine. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for.
On Motoring Forum, we shall have the second part of the recent SPMJ forum tackling concerns on the rise of mini gas stations. Our road safety reminder on the Young Street Smarts portion centers on what to do when one encounters a solid yellow line with a broken yellow line road marking. This week's Pahing Chupet shall be about the importance of respecting pedestrians. The public service segment centers on fuel subsidy for PUV operators and drivers. Showcase this week shall have the mid-sized SUV from Isuzu, the MU-X LSE 4x4 AT. While for race weekend, we'll have Mr. JP Tuason of Tuason Racing to talk about developments and updates on the Formula V1 virtual and on-track race series.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are on this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Be part of the 2021-2022 Autofocus People's Choice Awards, the only nationwide poll to determine the country's most popular car brands and models. It's easy. Log on to bit.ly/AFPCA2021, then vote for as many as 5 different models that you believe should become the 2021-2022 Autofocus Automobile of the Year in separate, standard, and premium luxury categories. Vote every day until November 30, 2021. The Autofocus People's Choice Awards. Who will win? You choose, you decide. Vote now.
The Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here now are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. The government's PUV modernization program continues to move forward even under the COVID-19 pandemic.
Hyundai Asia Resources Inc. or HARI, the official distributor of Hyundai commercial vehicles, has turned over 32 units of the HD50S Class 2 modern PUV to the Nova Desi Transport Service Cooperative, or NTSC. During the turnover, which marked the inauguration of the NTSC, a subsidiary cooperative of the Novaliches Development Cooperative, Quezon City Mayor Joy Bonmonte commended Nova Desi for seeing to the needs of its driver members who were badly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. The mayor also noted that the Hyundai PUVs were fully compliant with the Philippine national standards as part of the government's PUV modernization program. Not only is the livelihood of drivers assured, but the environment also gets protection from pollution. Hari President and CEO Fe Perez Agudo said Hyundai will continue to take steps to help shape the future of mobility in the Philippines and provide healthcare and economic frontliners more opportunities to enrich their livelihood and contribute to the greater agenda of economic stability. This year, Hari sold over 200 units of its modern PUVs to a diverse roster of transport cooperatives nationwide, helping advance mass mobility initiatives in communities of Ilocos Norte, Pangasinan, Tarlac, Cavite, Bulacan, and Tacloban.
The PUV modernization program may play a major role in the country's recovery from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Back in October of last year, the LTFRB issued a memorandum mandating PUVs to keep windows open as a way to stem the spread of the COVID-19 infection. The LTFRB believes a reminder is warranted.
The LTFRB is reminding public utility vehicles, especially air-conditioned PUVs, of the circular mandating to keep windows partially, if not fully open, to maintain better air ventilation. The LTFRB issued the reminder after it began allowing PUVs to accommodate more passengers to as much as 70% of capacity. Back in October 2020, the LTFRB issued a circular which, among other things, ordered drivers and operators to provide adequate ventilation within their units. LTFRB Chairman Attorney Martin Delgado III said PUB, PUJ, and UV operators are now reminded to keep the windows of their vehicles open. The LTFRB also reminded operators and drivers of PUVs to comply with all health guidelines aimed at preventing or avoiding the COVID-19 infection. These include wearing masks and face shields as we speak, properly avoiding talking and answering phones, no eating or drinking, as well as frequently disinfecting vehicles. The LTFRB warned drivers and operators that even as they are allowed to take on more passengers, they must strictly comply with the health protocols or be penalized with fines or even cancellation of franchises.
Not only drivers and operators, but also passengers and commuters need to be reminded about complying with all the health protocols. Even though authorities are easing restrictions, it doesn't mean that the danger of infection has also eased. Will bike and e-scooter rental services catch on in local communities? We'll find out as Mover, the first bike and e-scooter sharing company in the Philippines, offers its services in Makati.
Mover PH, the first bike and e-scooter sharing company in the Philippines, has been operating at the Bonifacio Global City since its launch in 2020, and it has now expanded in operation to Makati City. The launch of Movers in the said city will provide Makatizens with an accessible transportation alternative that prioritizes their health and safety, according to Anemon Cupa, founder and CEO of Mover. Everyone can experience the convenience of riding bikes and e-scooters around the city for faster and safer travel, she added. Mover offers a single-gear bike or an easy-to-use electric scooter that customers can ride in and around the city conveniently. Mover chose Makati for expansion because it is the leading bike-friendly central business district in Metro Manila and continuously supports cyclists who ride their bikes around the city for work or leisure. The company said it has established Mover hubs and parking lots in partnership with Ayala Land. Those wishing to use Mover bikes and e-scooters need to download the Mover app for free from the App Store or Google Play Store and create an account by signing up for the service by registering their email address or linking Facebook or Google accounts on the Mover website. Bikes and e-scooters can be rented for a maximum of 24 hours and e-scooters must be returned if the battery is less than 15%. The Mover app will direct riders to the nearest designated Mover hubs where they can select their vehicles and unlock them by scanning the QR code. It will also direct users to the nearest hub or parking area to return the e-scooter or bike.
There's no gainsaying Mover when it says sustainable travel is a rapidly growing industry with immense potential to benefit the environment and the economies, especially of CBDs and popular tourist destinations. Tollway operators have long been preaching the benefits of the RFID cashless payment system even before the COVID-19 pandemic prompted government initiatives to make it mandatory. The most recent Undas confirms how RFID payment systems can work to improve traffic flow at tollway gateways.
The Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation, or MPTC, reports that the increased use of RFID cashless payment systems and efficient traffic management operations helped overcome the usual surge of Undas holiday goers at its tollways, NLEX, STEX, Cavitex, C5 Link, and Calax. The MPTC said that despite nearly reaching pre-pandemic Undas weekend holiday numbers with 432,180 entries at the NLEX SC-TEX and 202,133 entries at the Cavitex and C5 Link, no significant vehicle queues were reported at the toll plazas. MPTC President and CEO Rod Franco attributed their shorter queues and smoother traffic flow during Undas to the growing number of motors shifting to RFID and the enhancement that tollways have done to their payment and traffic management systems. Franco also cited the smooth implementation of its Safe Trip Mo Sagot Ko program, which includes deployment of additional traffic patrol crews and emergency teams at strategic areas to quickly attend to vehicle breakdowns and other minor incidents. He added that more personnel were fielded in major toll plazas to readily assist RFID subscribers with concerns on their account. Franco said that as tollway traffic volume continues to grow with government easing travel restrictions, MPTC will fast-track infrastructure and expressway enhancement projects to keep up with the demand and ensure the quality of tollway services.
It had to convince the pandemic to convince or compel many motorists to have RFIDs installed and experience the benefits of cashless payment at tollway exit gates. But it remains the responsibility of tollway operators to ensure the system remains efficient and hassle-free. Those are the latest news and developments in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. Earlier, Motoring Forum tackled part 1 of the discussions on the rise of mini gas stations from the perspective of the Department of Energy, heard at the 5th Society of Philippine Motoring Journalists Forum. In this edition, Motoring Forum continues with part 2 of the discussions, this time focusing on the perspective of the private oil sector.
During the recent 5th Society of Philippine Motoring Journalists or SPMJ Forum, the rise of the mini gas stations in far-flung barangays and lately in more urbanized areas was discussed. In part 1 of this Motoring Forum series on the SPMJ Forum, resource speakers from the Department of Energy or DOE discuss how the department decided to allow the establishment of mini gas stations or Technology Solution Retail Outlets or TSROs as a way to stop the practice of backyard retailing fuel by the Coke bottle, the so-called bote-bote. The DOE detailed some of the guidelines for safety and the process for getting authorization to operate TSROs. In part 2, resource person Rafi Kapinpin, Executive Director of the Philippine Institute of Petroleum or PIP, discussed the oil industry's concerns about TSROs. The PIP was established as a non-profit organization by oil industry stakeholders in 1996, essentially to act as a voice for its members, with the industry being deregulated. Today, the PIP's members include Chevron, Isla LPG, Petron, PTT, Shell, and Total Energies. Kapinpin shared that the PIP supports the initiative to counter the bote-bote retailing of fuels because this is unsafe and product quality is not assured. The PIP also understands TSROs provide business opportunities and employment to small and medium-sized entrepreneurs. Kapinpin, however, said the PIP believes TSROs should be supervised and monitored more closely to ensure full compliance with DOE's retailing rules, and more importantly, other government regulations to ensure safety and a level playing field. In his presentation at the SPMJ Forum, Kapinpin showed photos lifted mostly from social media that showed many TSROs that were obviously not complying with one or more of the guidelines. The PIP was particularly concerned about TSROs being allowed to store up to 2,000 liters of fuel above ground, which regular gasoline stations aren't allowed to do for safety reasons. Kapinpin's briefing also touched on how 2 suppliers of fuel vending machines were encouraging people to establish TSROs, advertised mostly on social media, which to the oil industry's eyes wasn't too concerned about safety or faithful compliance with DOE guidelines. Like the suggestion that all one needs to do is fill up columns on a form, or encouraging TSROs to use reconditioned oil drums to store fuel. PIP was also concerned that the 2 fuel vending machine suppliers seeming to target would-be TSRO operators in crowded urban areas where presumably no bote-bote sellers exist or where regular gasoline stations are prevalent. Aside from the safety aspect, which Kapinpin emphasized by showing social media posts of fires involving TSROs, the PIP was particularly concerned about a level playing field. Kapinpin showed a comparison requirements for regular stations and for TSROs, which to PIP members gave the latter unfair advantage. The PIP is calling for a level playing field, particularly in the following areas, which Kapinpin said TSROs seem not required to provide or comply with: BAR registration and issuance of receipts, field marking certificate, equally stringent compliance to COC requirements, Bureau of Fire Protection Fire Safety Certificate, and compliance with DOE repertorial requirements. In ending PIP's brief for SPMG members, Kapinpin acknowledged that the DOE is in process of addressing some of its concerns, including clarifying TSRs are not exempted from compliance with technical and other documentary requirements from DOE and LGUs. Moving to strictly implement provisions of Rule 4, especially those for securing and applying for the mandatory certificate of compliance, and ensuring TSROs are allowed only where bote-bote retailing is present, as certified by LGUs concerned. The PIPs particularly reassure that the DOE is in the process of revising the addendum to Rule 4 to provide utmost safety to the consumers and other stakeholders.
There is a place for mini gas stations, especially in far-flung areas not served by regular gas stations. But there may be a need to revisit DOE guidelines for allowing their operation for greater safety as well as ensuring a level playing field for major and minor players. That's our Motoring Forum this week, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
The Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
Be part of the 2021-2022 Autofocus People's Choice Awards, the only nationwide poll to determine the country's most popular car brands and models. It's easy. Log on to bit.ly/AFPCA2021, then vote for as many as 5 different models that you believe should become the 2021-2022 Autofocus Automobile of the Year in separate, standard, and premium luxury categories. Vote every day until November 30, 2021. The Autofocus People's Choice Awards. Who will win? You choose, you decide. Vote now.
You're back with us here on Motoring Today. We now have this week's valuable motoring tips, starting off with some road safety reminders from Toyota Motor Philippines. Solid yellow line with broken yellow lines is often found on bridges to separate the traffic. Ang ibig sabihin nito ay bawal kang lumipat papunta sa opposite side, kung hindi ay maaari mong makabangga ang nasa kabila katulad ng ipinapakita sa animation. Stay on your lane all the time and do not overtake. More motoring tips for you here on Motoring Today. Proper driver's demeanor while behind the wheel for Mitsubishi Motors Philippines.
Payong tsuper lang, kaibigan. Ako po si Ka Jojo Martin, isang kapwa nyo, tsuper. Bigyang prioridad ang mga pedestrian.
Matutong magbigay daan sa mga tumatawid na pedestrian, lalo na sa mga bata at matatanda. Tumigil sandali at huwag magmadali. Maging mapagpasensya upang makaiwas na rin sa disgrasya. Siguraduhin na buo ang iyong atensyon sa pagmamaneho at sa lahat ng nasa paligid mo.
Bukod sa iyong mga pasahero, huwag ring kalimutang irespeto ang mga tao sa labas ng sasakyan. Ito po si Ka Jojo Martin, payong tsuper lang, kaibigan, mula sa isang kapwa nyo tsuper.
Suzuki Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style.
Be part of the 2021-2022 Autofocus People's Choice Awards, the only nationwide poll to determine the country's most popular car brands and models. It's easy. Log on to bit.ly/AFPCA2021, then vote for as many as 5 different models that you believe should become the 2021-2022 Autofocus Automobile of the Year in separate, standard, and premium luxury categories. Vote every day until November 30, 2021. The Autofocus People's Choice Awards. Who will win? You choose, you decide. Vote now.
The Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. World of Motorsports is next. We start with the latest news and developments.
Poland Dumlov JPT Racing Toyota San Fernando was among the big winners at the Leg 3 of the 2020 Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup held at the Clark International Speedway. Dumlao won race 7 and 8 of the super sporting class in a close and exciting race against Stefano Rivera of Toyota Balintawak Avengers Racing Team, who finished second in both races. They were joined on the podium by Red Diwa of JBT Racing Toyota Isabela, who finished third in both race 7 and 8. Rivera ruled race 9, joined on the podium by Jared Loy and Brian Ko of R Racing Toyota Tagupan, who finished second and third respectively. In the sporting class, Jacob Ang of Eagle Cement Racing Team scored an upset of sorts by winning race 7 and relegating pre-race favorite Inigo Anton of Toyota North EDSA Avengers Racing Team. Daryl Garbes of JPD Racing Toyota San Fernando was the third man on the race 7 podium. Ang showed his early win was no fluke by again topping the Sporting Classic Race 8, with Joaquin Garrido of Toyota Otis Avengers Racing Team in second and Anton dropping to third. Garrido owned the top of the podium in Race 9, holding off Anton who finished second while Ang settled for third. In the promotional class, Giro Garbes of JBT Racing Toyota San Fernando ruled Race 7, staving off the challenge of Jason Lau of Team Asiatel OTR Racing, who finished second. Roy Montero of Toyota Gazoo Racing PH was the third man on the Race 7 podium. Race 8 saw Lau turning the tables on Garbes to take the win, with Montero again ending his race in third. Montero broke through in Race 9 to take the top step from the podium in the promotional class, with Alain Alzona of Alzona Racing Toyota General Santos joining the winner's circle by finishing second, ahead of Garbes who settled for third. In the Autocross Challenge, the other event of the 2021 Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup, Jules Aquino was the quickest in the celebrity class, while Aaron Villaflor coming in second and Lexi Mendiola in third. Jose Altoveros again ruled the media class, with Enzo de los Reyes finishing second and Paulo de Borja stacking for third.
More in the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today, as we now give you Race Weekend. The Formula V1 Virtual Cup and the Formula V1 Race Challenge have had quite a success run this year. Race Weekend gets in touch with JP Tuason for developments and updates. The local motorsports scene has seen a resurgence in activity in 2021, especially in the second half of the year. More racing series are being held on real race tracks, even as e-motorsports continues to grow in popularity and participation. Among those actively organizing local motorsports events, both virtual and real races, is Tuason Racing School. This year, Tuason Racing has resumed a number of racing events. One is run on virtual circuits, the 2021 Phoenix Pulse Formula V1 Virtual Cup. Another, run on a real racetrack with real cars, is the GT Formula V1 Race Challenge. Tuason Racing is also involved in the running of the 2021 Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup, which had a rousing and exciting finale recently at the Clark International Speedway. Following the first successful foray into e-motorsports in 2020, Tuason Racing has decided to run 2 separate Formula V1 championships, one on virtual, the other on real racetracks. JP Tuason, its founder and CEO, says holding both series aligns perfectly with its main reason for being.
The first season of our Formula V1 Virtual Cup in 2020 was really to give the racers that were stuck at home an opportunity to get back on track. And it was also our first foray into esports last year. So I think it was a good start for everybody. This year we're now starting to slowly go back to the circuit to have real races. So what we decided to do this year was not only play up local motorsports by hosting all of the races at local racetracks. So we're doing Subic, then Batangas, then Clark, just so that we can drum up the interest in local motorsports, getting people excited to go back to the racetracks, but also to sort of have that intersection between online racing and real racing.
Like last year, the 2021 Formula V1 Virtual Cup drew hundreds of participants, both new to sim racing and those with more extensive experience, and maybe with ambition to break into the professional ranks. These included local racing stars tired of waiting for on-track racing to resume and sating their thirst for competition. Others like Andre Varquez and Luis Moreno are looking to step up into the pro level.
It's really great to see people advance, and we're really trying to support people that are doing well in motorsports but needs that sort of extra push. So if you look at our virtual cup this year, the winner last year in the AM class for the virtual cup was Andre Varquez. He was race winner, and he's moved on to become a pro driver and being sponsored by Phoenix.
Then there's Inigo Anton, the teenage autocross champion.
He's doing quite well also in the in his transition to real cars. He's doing the Vios Cup this year, and I think there's a lot that we're going to see from him. But in terms of virtual racing, he's going to have some great battles this year with the likes of Luis Moreno and some of the other pro racers that he's out there with. And I think it goes to show that the up-and-coming new breed of drivers are the ones to watch out for, and those are the guys that we want to support.
JP Tuason admits to have experienced difficulty in resuming the GT Formula V1 Race Challenge as a real racing series, while having to deal with restrictions as a consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic.
One of the important things that I would like to point out is, motorsports is happening everywhere else around the world, right? And I think that the Philippines can do it as well. And one of the things that was very important for us to do was to make sure that in the middle of a pandemic, to be able to run a motorsports program without spreading the virus.
The first races of the Formula V1 Race Challenge have provided some great on-track action, especially in the more recent races.
For those of you guys that missed it, there was a lot of action on track. We had 12 cars on the circuit. We had drivers in the pro class battling it out for wins. We had a reverse grid for all of the races. We even had a race where we had a amateur driver in pole position because of the reverse grid. There was a lot of battles also in the AM class. And at the end of the day, Daniel Miranda really shined in the pro class. And we had other race winners. We're happy to announce that there was multiple race winners across the weekend. We had Yusi Hoika taking a win. We had Milo Rivera taking a win in the pro class. In the AM class, it was pretty much dominated by his teammate, Julian Tang. But we're also happy to say that we had a winner from the Phoenix team, and I want to congratulate Joaquin Garrido for a great race.
Again, developments on the real and virtual tracks, racing talents crossing over from sim to real racing, and vice versa, are just what Tuason Racing wants to see.
You can see the progression there, that the best drivers get recruited onto the Phoenix Virtual Cup team for V1. And then, depending on how you do, you could actually move across and drive real cars with the Phoenix Formula V1 team. And that's, again, that's part of the plan to create that career path. Our new breed of champions is all about developing local motorsport, the grassroots of motorsport, trying to find the next big name. By developing these new talents, right, we ensure that the Filipino the Filipino driver is somebody that's going to be ready to take on the challenges of the world stage.
The 2021 motorsport season is nearly over, with just a few more races left in the calendar, and Tuason Racing invites enthusiasts to support the races by watching them on track if possible and online when not.
I want to invite all of the viewers out there for the show to come and check out our online content, and it's really to bring the motorsports to everybody that can't get out to the circuit now. For those of you that want to have a taste of racing but can't get out to the track, again, just check out our virtual cup. And if you're tired of watching, come and join.
There is a sense that all stakeholders in local motorsports, from organizers, participants, sports officials, and sponsors, are all invested in efforts for motorsports to return to a sense of normalcy this year to pave the way for a great summer and year for motorsports in 2022.
We couldn't have done it without all of our partners like Phoenix Pulse, PLDT, GT Tires, Brembo Apex Sim Racing, Ribbon Arc, Gran Turismo Philippines, Sim Racing PH, Automobile Association of Philippines, AAP, Seven Garage, all of our media partners, C Magazine, PDI, Wheels Philippines, Time Attack Manila, Auto Deal, Autocar, and again, of course, Motoring Today. We're going to be planning for 2022, and I think honestly, by the summer of 2022, motorsports in the Philippines should be coming back very, very strong. So it's important for us this year to start up motorsports again. And we believe by summer of 2022, motorsports will be back and will be big. So we're getting ready for that.
The year 2022 should be very interesting for local motorsports, as both online and on-track racing have gotten quite popular, with many crossing over and trying their hand either at sim and real racing. And many fans and enthusiasts are straddling both types of racing competitions. And that's this week's World of Motorsports. Motoring Today continues right after this break.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Be part of the 2021-2022 Autofocus People's Choice Awards, the only nationwide poll to determine the country's most popular car brands and models. It's easy. Log on to bit.ly/AFPCA2021, then vote for as many as 5 different models that you believe should become the 2021-2022 Autofocus Automobile of the Year in separate, standard, and premium luxury categories. Vote every day until November 30, 2021. The Autofocus People's Choice Awards. Who will win? You choose, you decide. Vote now.
Live extra
with the Mitsubishi Xpander Cross. Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
Kia Philippines is undergoing a transformation that aligns itself with the metamorphosis of global Kia. The transformation comes with a new logo and a new philosophy for doing business, defined by the slogan, "Movement that Inspires." During what is essentially the relaunching of the Kia brand in the Philippines, Manny Aligada, president of Kia Philippines, defined the Kia transformation.
Our brand's purpose is to create spaces that will inspire consumers through our product design. To create more time for consumers so they can focus on what inspires them and what they aspire for. To create innovative experiences that can influence people and today's culture.
The transformation is all about how global Kia's transformation can be adapted to Philippine conditions.
To push forward means understanding the message of movement that inspires and put it into action. It means being open to possibilities. In the Philippines, knowledge produces these possibilities. Knowledge of people and culture, and the diversity of lifestyles, backgrounds, and needs.
Kia also took the opportunity of the brand relaunch to introduce upgrades of two models that it says manifest the Kia transformation, the all-new Kia Sorrento and the Kia Stonic Style Edition.
We will be presenting a lot of new developments. No? The Sorrento and the Stonic Style Edition being the first. But we're not stopping there. There will be others that are coming very soon. We use those two as our communication to the various segments that we want to serve.
The all-new Sorrento is sleeker, bigger and bolder than its predecessor with a spacious, luxurious, and comfortable interior, advanced infotainment, and smart connectivity, a more fuel-efficient, environment-friendly, and powerful engine, as well as cutting-edge driver assist and safety technologies. The Kia Stonic Style Edition makes a stylish SUV even more smart and trendy, carries a new logo, and features stylish body skirts plus blacked-out wheels. And to mark the new release as a notch above the rest, it features a unique Style Edition badge at the rear. The all-new Sorrento arrives in January with prices starting at 2,398,000 pesos. The Stonic Style Edition will be available before the month ends with 895,000 pesos SRP. The Kia transformation also includes providing a new enhanced customer experience that starts from getting to know and scheduling test drives of Kia vehicles through upgraded online channels and social media setups, to visits at dealerships and the whole experience of owning and maintaining a Kia.
Come and visit our website and our dealers because they are all safe for visits. And as we open the new economy with new hope, this move of Kia to inspire everyone is so timely.
Mitsubishi Motors has just rolled out the Mitsubishi Xpander Black. Interestingly enough, the Xpander Black series comes in two colors, quartz white pearl and black jet mic, and both priced at 1,138,000 pesos. The black in the Black series refers to the color of the accessory accents. The grille, dynamic shield garnish, lower bumper, fog light bezel, and door mirrors are all rendered in black to project an aggressive look. The side sill garnish, door handles, panel moldings, rear lower bumper, and 17-inch alloy wheels are also all painted in black. According to Takeshi Hara, president and CEO of Mitsubishi Motors Philippines, the new Xpander Black series presents a more sophisticated look and has been developed to rejuvenate excitement towards the #1 selling MPV. The Geely Coolray has taken the country by storm since its launch in the local market, topping the segment in most months of 2020 to 2021. It is no surprise then that the Coolray also is a hit in China and other countries where it has been launched, including Russia, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Belarus. Geely reports that in just 2 years since its global launch, the Coolray has recorded nearly 400,000 units sold. As for the first quarter this year, the Coolray market share in Belarus exceeded 35%, making it the top seller even as its popularity continues to grow. In Russia and Saudi Arabia, cumulative sales was recorded at over 230% from January to August 2021 compared to the sales in the same period a year ago. The Coolray has also garnered various awards from local media overseas. Suzuki Philippines has gotten a big kick in sales from the Espresso since its launch back in March of last year. Despite its size, the Espresso has been quite in demand in the market, according to Suzuki Philippines. To continue to spike that demand, Suzuki has come out with the Espresso Special Edition. The Espresso Special Edition comes with black cladding, skid plates, stylish alloy wheels, and rear spoiler. The interior also has been spruced up with a silky silver ornaments on center console, AC louves, and side door molding. The Espresso Special Edition comes in starry blue pearl and is priced at 568,000 pesos.
Our Car of the Week is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. In this edition of Showcase, we take a look at the new Isuzu Mu-X LSE 4x4 Automatic.
The arrival of the all-new Isuzu Mu-X has excited many of the brand's loyalists and caught the eye of many fence-sitters among those looking for a 7-seater midsize SUV for the family. In a very competitive market that has seen more players coming in, Isuzu has chosen to introduce an SUV that bucks the trend for brash in-your-face design concepts. The all-new Isuzu Mu-X LSE 4x4 Automatic arrived with more soft curves than hard angles, while taking up space that's 4,850mm long, 1,870mm wide, and 1,825mm tall, with a 235mm ground clearance and 2,855mm long wheelbase. The fascia features thick louvered grille and tungsten silver and chrome, auto-leveling arrow signature bi-LED headlamps framed by daylight running lights and front LED fog lamps. The rear features spoilers, winglet signature rear combination lights, LED fog lamp, and high-mount stop lamp. Other exterior features include body-colored door handles, body-color side view mirrors with integrated side turn lamp and power adjust and fold function, roof rails with 100kg load capacity, side stepboard, a power tailgate, rain-sensing wipers, and 20-inch aluminum alloy wheels with machine-cut finish wrapped by 265/50 R20 tires. The Mu-X LSE 4x4 Automatic that Isuzu brought into the country came with the most number of interior upgrades. These include a whole lot of leather for the seats, the steering wheel, and some trim. The driver's seat power adjusts 8 ways. The front passenger seat manually adjusts 4 ways. The second row seats for 3 splits and fold 60/40 and come with fold down center armrests and 3 adjustable headrests. The third row seat for 2 splits and folds 50/50 and also comes with adjustable headrests. Both row of seats fully fold to allow for a wide flat surface for additional cargo. The leather-wrapped steering wheel tilts and telescopes and also features bits of chrome garnish as well as controls for audio, phone, and voice control. The dash features electroluminescent type meters plus a 4.2-inch multi-information display. Comfort and convenience features include power door locks and windows, dual-zone climate control system and pollen filter and vents for rear passengers, 12-volt and 220-volt accessory outlets, and USB charging port. But the coolest feature is the remote car lock system that comes with immobilizer, remote start engine, and powered tailgate control. This is complemented by a push start-stop engine function. The infotainment system features a 10-inch touchscreen display unit with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth connectivity, auxiliary in, USB port, navigation, and an 8-speaker system. The Mu-X LSE 4x4 Automatic is powered by Isuzu's 4JJ3 TCX 2999cc diesel engine with electronic VGS turbocharger, intercooler, and common rail direct injection that generates 190 PS and 450 Nm of torque. The engine is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission with sequential shift. The top-of-the-line Mu-X comes with a 4-wheel drive drivetrain with shift-on-the-fly function that allows drivers to easily shift from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive mode. It also comes with a terrain command select dial and rough terrain mode switch that should give confidence when driving on off-road trails. The all-new Mu-X rides much more comfortably on double wishbones with coil spring and high-mounted upper control arm plus stabilizer in front and 5-link suspension with coil spring stabilizer bar in the rear. The brakes feel responsive and linear with a system that uses ventilated discs on all 4 wheels. The all-new Mu-X is equipped to take on rougher roads. Aside from the higher ground clearance, it also comes with oil pan guard, fuel tank protector, and transfer case protector. It is also rated to have a weighting capacity of 800mm. Isuzu equipped the all-new Mu-X with its Advanced Driver Assist System or ADAS that includes forward collision warning, autonomous emergency brake, turn assist, pedal misapplication mitigation, something to prevent SUA or sudden unintended acceleration, adaptive cruise control, manual speed limiter. ADAS also features automatic high beam headlights, lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert. A reverse camera with what Isuzu calls rear 4-eye parking aid makes it easier to park the Mu-X. The all-new MU-X also comes with a host of standard and advanced safety features. These include 7 airbags in the 4x4 variant, anti-lock brake system, electronic brake force distribution, brake assist, brake override system, electronic stability control, traction control, hill start assist, hill descent control, 7 ELR seatbelts, and child seat tethers. Also added for safety are side door impact beams, engine immobilizer, child-proof rear door locks, rear defogger.
Isuzu pulled out all the stops in equipping the top-of-the-line MU-X LSC 4x4 automatic with as much standard and state-of-the-art automotive technologies. It comes with a hefty price that reaches the 2 million peso mark. Although many would think all that new technology makes it all worth the price. Latter featured vehicle on this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Be part of the 2021-2022 Autofocus People's Choice Awards, the only nationwide poll to determine the country's most popular car brands and models. It's easy. Log on to bit.ly/AFPCA2021, then vote for as many as 5 different models that you believe should become the 2021-2022 Autofocus Automobile of the Year in separate, standard, and premium luxury categories. Vote every day until November 30, 2021. The Autofocus People's Choice Awards. Who will win? You choose, you decide. Vote now.
All-new Isuzu MU-X. Take the lead.
The Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
We now have our segment that dwells on the wide array of motoring problems, not only in the metro, but all over the country as well. This is where we present problems referred to us, or we ourselves see, and hope to fully find solutions for. Our public service segment is next.
Now that the increase in passenger capacity in public transportation has been approved, many are still airing concerns on the assurance that everyone is following the health and safety protocols to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. There has always been a delicate balance of keeping the economy moving and the community safe. The gradual increase in passenger capacity will be from 70% to a full 100%. The Department of Transportation and the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board have set the number of passengers allowed in modern jeeps, buses, UV Express shuttles, and on trains. But are we really ready for this move? We had a few questions in mind we hoped to be answered by authorities. Fortunately, the transportation agencies held a press conference and these were answered. For instance, how can we ensure that operators, drivers, and conductors are properly implementing this?
Minute po natin ang mga operators ng bus at saka mga jeepneys upang ma-inform na po sila kung paano po i-implement natin ito. Minute naman po natin ang interagency enforcement agencies natin na magsasagawa po ng enforcement nitong ating increased seating capacity.
On enforcement, ASEC Pastor explained that the number of enforcers are low in the metro alone, but he stressed that the department is working to solve this already.
Dito sa National Capital Region alone, nasa 40,000 po, 40 to 50,000 ang ating mga traditional jeepneys at may 4,600 tayong mga bus. Ngayon, ang enforcers po natin sa IAC ay nasa mahigit 300 lamang po at ang LTO po sa NCR ay may 200 plus lamang. Lubang kulang po talaga ang aming enforcers kung kaya't ito po ay ating hinihingan ng budget ngayon sa Kongreso. Patuloy pa rin hong mag-random inspection ang ating mga enforcers.
We do hope that the COVID-19 cases will remain low and the increase in passenger capacity in public transportation will not lead to rise in cases anew. So let this also be a reminder that we are still in a pandemic and it's important to still continue to be safe and healthy at all times.
That's our public service segment this week. And should you yourself encounter motoring problems that need immediate attention, feel free to contact us. Please see the details being flashed on your screen. And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, please don't forget to check us out on social media.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 35th year of continuing service, Filogenical Motoring Public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. On behalf of our dad, Butch Gamboa, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa.
Happy motoring!
motoring!